This video contains audio content only. There are no visual elements or images accompanying the audio. If you're expecting to see video footage, please note that this is an intentional audio-only presentation. We recommend listening to this content rather than watching the screen. Thank you for your understanding and enjoy the audio. Introduction. Hello and welcome to our Science Exploration channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that bridges the world of insects and agriculture in ways you might never have imagined. We'll be exploring the remarkable phenomenon of fungus farming by ants, a practice that predates human agriculture by tens of millions of years. As we journey through this video, we'll uncover the intricate relationships between ants and fungi, exploring how these tiny insects have cultivated elaborate agricultural systems over evolutionary time. We'll look at the origins of this symbiotic relationship, examine the different types of fungus farming practiced by various ant species, and explore the complex web of interactions between ants, fungi, and other microorganisms in these miniature agricultural societies. This topic offers us a unique window into the world of coevolution, symbiosis, and the incredible adaptations that arise in nature. By understanding how ants have successfully managed their fungal crops for millions of years, we may gain insights that could inform our own agricultural practices and our understanding of sustainable ecosystem management. Whether you're a biology enthusiast, a budding entomologist, or simply curious about the wonders of the natural world, this exploration of ant agriculture promises to be an eye-opening journey. We'll break down complex scientific concepts into accessible language, providing you with a comprehensive overview of this fascinating field of study. So, let's shrink down to ant size and step into the remarkable world of fungus farming ants. Get ready to discover how these tiny farmers have been cultivating their crops since long before humans first planted seeds, and how their agricultural practices continue to thrive in the modern world. Topic 1. The origins of ant agriculture. Let's begin our journey by stepping back in time to the origins of ant agriculture. Imagine a world 66 million years ago, a time of great upheaval on our planet. The skies are dark, filled with dust and debris from a catastrophic asteroid impact. This event, which led to the extinction of the dinosaurs, also set the stage for one of the most remarkable developments in the insect world, the emergence of fungus farming by ants. As the dust from the impact blocked out sunlight, many plants struggled to photosynthesize and died off. This created a world rich in decaying organic matter, a perfect environment for fungi to thrive. Some ant species, facing a scarcity of their usual food sources, began to form closer relationships with these flourishing fungi. The ancestors of today's fungus farming ants, known as Attine ants, made a crucial evolutionary leap during this time. Instead of just feeding on fungi occasionally, they began to actively cultivate them. This shift marked the birth of ant agriculture, a practice that would diversify and evolve over the next 66 million years. This agricultural revolution in the ant world wasn't a sudden change, but rather a gradual process of coevolution between ants and fungi. The ants that were better at cultivating fungi had a survival advantage, passing on their genes and behaviors to future generations. Similarly, fungi that were more suitable for ant cultivation thrived and spread. Over time, this relationship became increasingly specialized. The ants developed behaviors specifically adapted for fungus cultivation, such as collecting plant material to feed their fungal crops and developing ways to protect their gardens from pests and diseases. The fungi, in turn, evolved to be more dependent on the ants, with some species becoming so specialized that they can no longer survive without their ant farmers. This origin story of ant agriculture provides a fascinating example of how major environmental changes can drive evolutionary innovations. The asteroid impact, while devastating for many species, created the conditions that allowed this unique form of agriculture to emerge. It's important to note that this agricultural system developed long before humans even existed as a species. When our ancestors were still small, tree-dwelling mammals, ants were already master farmers with millions of years of agricultural experience under their belts. The timing of this agricultural revolution in ants has been confirmed through advanced genetic analysis techniques. By studying the DNA of both ants and their fungal cultivars, researchers have been able to trace back the evolutionary history of this relationship, pinpointing its origin to around the time of the end Cretaceous extinction event. This long history of ant agriculture has led to a diverse array of farming systems among different ant species. Some ants cultivate a wide variety of fungal species, while others have become specialized on particular fungal strains. This diversity of agricultural practices among ants provides a rich field of study for researchers interested in the evolution of agriculture and symbiotic relationships. Understanding the origins of ant agriculture not only provides insights into the evolutionary history of these insects but also offers broader lessons about adaptation and survival in changing environments. It demonstrates how species can find innovative solutions to environmental challenges, developing complex symbiotic relationships that allow them to thrive in new ecological niches. As we continue our exploration of ant agriculture, keep in mind this ancient origin. The farming practices we'll discuss next are the result of 66 million years of evolutionary refinement, a testament to the adaptability and ingenuity of life on Earth. Topic 2. The diversity of ant agricultural systems. Now that we understand the ancient origins of ant agriculture, let's explore the fascinating diversity of farming systems that have evolved over millions of years. Just as human agriculture varies greatly across different cultures and environments, ant agriculture has diversified into several distinct systems, each with its own unique characteristics and adaptations. Researchers have identified 5 main types of agriculture practiced by fungus farming ants. These systems represent different stages in the evolutionary development of ant agriculture, ranging from relatively simple arrangements to highly sophisticated farming practices. The most primitive and widespread form is known as lower agriculture. This system is practiced by the majority of fungus farming ant species. In lower agriculture, ants cultivate a diverse range of fungal species from the tribe Leucocyprininae. These fungi are not highly specialized and can often survive independently of the ants. The ants in this system typically use a variety of organic materials to feed their fungal crops, including dead plant matter, insect feces, and other debris. A more specialized system is coral fungus agriculture, practiced by a subset of ants in the genus Apterostigma. These ants cultivate fungi from a completely different family, the Pterolaceae. This represents a major evolutionary shift, as these fungi are quite different from those cultivated in lower agriculture. The relationship between these ants and their fungal crops is generally more specialized than in lower agriculture. Another interesting system is yeast agriculture, practiced by some species in the genus Scyphomyrmex. In this system, the ants cultivate their fungi in a yeast-like form rather than the mycelial form seen in other systems. This adaptation allows for more efficient use of space within the ant colony and potentially faster growth of the fungal crop. Moving up in complexity, we have generalized higher agriculture. This system is practiced by several genera of more evolutionarily advanced ants. In this system, the fungi have become more specialized and dependent on the ants. They produce specialized structures called gondolidia, which are nutrient-rich swellings that the ants preferentially harvest. This represents a significant step in the coevolution of ants and fungi, as the fungi have adapted to produce food specifically for the ants. Finally, at the pinnacle of ant agricultural evolution, we have leafcutter agriculture. This highly advanced system is practiced by the well-known leafcutter ants of the genera Atta and Acromyrmex. These ants have developed the ability to use fresh plant material to cultivate their fungal crops, allowing them to become dominant herbivores in their ecosystems. The fungi cultivated by leafcutter ants are highly specialized and cannot survive without their ant farmers. Each of these agricultural systems represents a different evolutionary strategy, adapted to specific ecological niches and environmental conditions. The diversity of these systems demonstrates the flexibility and adaptability of both the ants and their fungal partners. It's fascinating to note that these different agricultural systems have evolved in parallel with increasing social complexity in the ant colonies. The more advanced agricultural systems tend to be associated with larger, more complex ant societies. Leafcutter ants, for example, can form massive colonies with millions of individuals, all working together to maintain their sophisticated agricultural system. This diversity of agricultural systems among ants provides researchers with a unique opportunity to study the evolution of agriculture. By comparing these different systems, scientists can gain insights into how agricultural practices develop and become more sophisticated over time. This research not only enhances our understanding of ant biology but also provides potential insights into the development of sustainable agricultural practices for humans. The existence of these varied agricultural systems also highlights the importance of biodiversity and ecosystems. Each system represents a unique set of interactions between ants, fungi, and the broader environment. Preserving this diversity is crucial for maintaining the health and resilience of ecosystems where these ants play important roles. As we continue our exploration of ant agriculture, keep in mind this incredible diversity. From simple fungus gardens to complex leafcutter operations, ants have developed a range of agricultural practices that rival the diversity seen in human farming. This diversity is a testament to the power of evolution to produce sophisticated and varied solutions to the challenge of survival. Topic 3. The intricacies of leafcutter ant agriculture. Now, let's zoom in on one of the most fascinating and advanced forms of ant agriculture, the leafcutter ant system. Leafcutter ants, belonging to the genera Atta and Acromyrmex, have developed an agricultural practice so sophisticated that it rivals human farming in its complexity and efficiency. Leafcutter ants are named for their distinctive behavior of cutting and carrying fresh leaves back to their nests. However, contrary to what you might think, these ants don't actually eat the leaves directly. Instead, they use this plant material as a substrate to grow their fungal crops. The process begins with the worker ants venturing out from the nest to find suitable leaves. Using their powerful mandibles, they cut pieces of leaves into manageable sizes. These leaf fragments are then carried back to the nest, often creating visible ant highways in the process. This foraging behavior is a marvel of organization and efficiency, with different castes of workers specializing in specific tasks. Once the leaves are brought into the nest, a complex process of preparation begins. Smaller worker ants chew the leaves into a pulp, creating a suitable substrate for their fungal crop. This process not only breaks down the leaf material but also applies antibiotic secretions from the ants that help prevent unwanted microbial growth. The prepared leaf pulp is then incorporated into the fungus garden. The gardens themselves are remarkable structures, often consisting of multiple chambers within the nest, each housing a portion of the fungal crop. The fungus grown by leafcutter ants, Leucoagaricus gongylophoros, is a species that has co-evolved with the ants over millions of years and is not found outside of these ant colonies. This fungus has developed specialized structures called gondylidia, which are swollen hyphal tips rich in nutrients. These gondylidia are the primary food source for the ants, particularly the developing larvae. The ants harvest these structures, leaving the rest of the fungus to continue growing. This selective harvesting is akin to pruning in human agriculture, promoting continued growth and productivity of the crop. The level of care that leafcutter ants provide to their fungal gardens is astounding. They maintain precise temperature and humidity conditions within the nest chambers. They also actively manage the health of their crops, removing any signs of infection or contamination. This management extends to waste disposal, with dedicated waste chambers where old or contaminated garden material is deposited, keeping the active gardens clean and healthy. One of the most remarkable aspects of leafcutter ant agriculture is its industrial scale. A mature leafcutter ant colony can contain millions of individuals, with fungus gardens that can weigh several kilograms. The amount of vegetation processed by these colonies is so significant that leafcutter ants are considered the dominant herbivores in many neotropical ecosystems. Some estimates suggest that a single mature Atta colony can harvest as much vegetation as a cow. The success of leafcutter ant agriculture has made these ants ecologically dominant in their habitats. Their activities significantly impact plant communities and nutrient cycling in tropical and subtropical ecosystems. This ecological importance has led to intensive study of leafcutter ants, not only for understanding their biology but also for potential applications in human agriculture and biotechnology. For example, the enzymes produced by the leafcutter ant fungal cultivar are highly efficient at breaking down plant material. Researchers are studying these enzymes for potential applications in biofuel production and other industrial processes. The ants' waste management systems and their methods for controlling microbial growth in their gardens are also of interest for developing sustainable agricultural practices. The agricultural system of leafcutter ants also provides an excellent model for studying coevolution and symbiosis. The tight interdependence between the ants and their fungal crop, developed over millions of years, offers insights into how species can evolve together to create mutually beneficial relationships. However, this high degree of specialization also comes with risks. Both the ants and their fungal cultivars have become so adapted to their symbiotic lifestyle that neither can survive without the other. This obligate mutualism, while highly successful, also makes the system potentially vulnerable to disruptions. As we marvel at the sophistication of leafcutter ant agriculture, it's worth reflecting on the parallels with human agriculture. Both systems involve the cultivation of specific crops, the management of growing conditions, and the development of complex social structures to support agricultural activities. However, ant agriculture has been sustainably practiced for millions of years, potentially offering lessons for improving the long-term sustainability of human agricultural practices. The leafcutter ant agricultural system stands as a testament to the power of evolutionary processes to produce incredibly complex and efficient systems. From their leaf-cutting activities to their meticulous crop care, these tiny farmers offer a fascinating window into the possibilities of agriculture in the natural world. Topic 4. The microbiome of ant agriculture. As we delve deeper into the world of ant agriculture, we uncover layers of complexity that go beyond just ants and fungi. One of the most fascinating aspects of this system is the rich microbial community that plays a crucial role in maintaining the health and productivity of the fungal gardens. This microbiome, consisting of various bacteria and other microorganisms, forms an integral part of the ant agricultural system. Let's start by considering the environment of a fungus garden in an ant nest. It's warm, humid, and rich in nutrients, conditions that are not only ideal for the cultivated fungus but also for a host of other microorganisms. Some of these could be beneficial, while others could potentially be harmful to the fungal crop. Managing this microbial community is a critical aspect of successful ant agriculture. One of the key players in this microbial ecosystem is a group of bacteria known as actinobacteria. These bacteria, often found on the bodies of the ants themselves, produce antibiotics that help protect the fungal gardens from harmful microorganisms. It's as if the ants have their own living pharmacies, producing and applying antibiotics as needed to keep their crops healthy. The relationship between ants and these antibiotic-producing bacteria is so important that some ant species have evolved specialized structures on their exoskeletons to house and nurture these beneficial bacteria. These structures, often appearing as a whitish growth on the ant's body, ensure that the helpful bacteria are always available when needed. But the microbial story doesn't end there. The fungal gardens also host a diverse community of other bacteria, many of which likely play important roles in nutrient cycling and garden health. Some of these bacteria may help break down the plant material that the ants bring in, making it more readily usable by the fungal crop. Others might produce vitamins or other nutrients that benefit both the fungi and the ants. Interestingly, researchers have found that the microbial communities in ant fungus gardens are remarkably stable and consistent across different colonies of the same ant species. This suggests that the ants are actively managing the microbial composition of their gardens, promoting the growth of beneficial microbes while suppressing potentially harmful ones. The complexity of this microbial management is truly astounding. Ants have been observed to use their own bodily secretions, which contain antimicrobial compounds, to weed their gardens. They physically remove any parts of the garden that show signs of infection or unwanted microbial growth. Some ant species even use specialized waste management systems to isolate and dispose of potentially contaminated material, preventing the spread of harmful microbes. One particularly interesting aspect of the ant agriculture microbiome is the presence of nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Nitrogen is an essential nutrient for both the fungi and the ants, but it's often a limiting factor in their diet. Some researchers have found evidence that certain bacteria in the fungus gardens can fix atmospheric nitrogen, making it available to the fungal crop and, by extension, to the ants. This is similar to the role of nitrogen-fixing bacteria in the root nodules of legume plants, showcasing a fascinating parallel between ant and human agriculture. The microbiome also plays a crucial role in defending the fungal gardens against a specific threat, a parasitic fungus called Escovopsis. This fungus is a specialized parasite of ant fungus gardens and can potentially destroy the entire crop if left unchecked. The antibiotic-producing bacteria on the ants' bodies are particularly effective against Escovopsis, forming a key line of defense for the fungal gardens. Understanding the complexities of the ant agriculture microbiome has implications that go beyond just satisfying our curiosity about these fascinating insects. It provides insights into how complex, multi-species symbioses can evolve and function. This knowledge could have applications in fields such as agriculture, where managing microbial communities is increasingly recognized as important for crop health and productivity. Moreover, the ant agriculture system provides an excellent model for studying the development of antibiotic resistance. Despite using the same antibiotics for millions of years, the Escovopsis parasite has not developed significant resistance. Understanding how this system maintains effective antibiotic use over evolutionary time could provide valuable insights for addressing the growing problem of antibiotic resistance in human medicine. The microbiome of ant agriculture also offers potential biotechnological applications. The antibiotic compounds produced by the ants' bacterial symbionts are being studied for potential use in human medicine. Additionally, the enzymes produced by the fungi and bacteria in these systems, which are highly efficient at breaking down plant material, are of interest for biofuel production and other industrial processes. As we consider the intricate world of the ant agriculture microbiome, it becomes clear that what we're looking at is not just a simple relationship between an ant and a fungus, but a complex, multi-species network of interactions. This system has evolved over millions of years to create a stable, productive, and resilient agricultural system. The success of this system in managing microbial communities and maintaining crop health over evolutionary time scales offers valuable lessons for human agriculture. As we face challenges such as antibiotic resistance, crop diseases, and the need for more sustainable farming practices, the tiny farmers in the soil beneath our feet may hold solutions that we're only beginning to understand. Topic 5. The evolution of ant fungus mutualism. Now, let's take a step back and examine the broader evolutionary picture of ant fungus mutualism. This relationship, which began around 66 million years ago, has undergone a fascinating journey of coevolution, resulting in the diverse and sophisticated agricultural systems we see in ants today. The story of ant fungus mutualism is a prime example of how species can evolve together, shaping each other's biology and behavior over millions of years. When we talk about coevolution in this context, we're referring to the process by which changes in one species, the ants, drive evolutionary changes in another, the fungi, and vice versa, creating a feedback loop of adaptation and counter-adaptation. Let's start at the beginning. The earliest form of ant agriculture, known as lower agriculture, likely began when certain ant species started consistently using fungi as a food source. These early ant farmers probably cultivated fungi that were not too different from free-living species. Over time, as the ants became more adept at caring for their fungal crops, and the fungi adapted to life in ant colonies, the relationship became more specialized. One of the key developments in this co-evolutionary journey was the emergence of higher agriculture in Atene ants. This involved a major transition where the cultivated fungi became obligate symbionts, meaning they could no longer survive outside of ant colonies. This shift represented a deepening of the mutualistic relationship, with both partners becoming increasingly dependent on each other. The fungi evolved several adaptations to life with ants. Perhaps the most significant of these was the development of Gondolidia, specialized swollen hyphal tips that are rich in nutrients and easily harvested by the ants. This adaptation made the fungi more beneficial as a food source for the ants, while also making the fungi more dependent on ant care for survival and reproduction. On the ant side, we see a variety of evolutionary changes. Ant species practicing more advanced forms of agriculture often show morphological adaptations, such as larger heads and more powerful mandibles, which aid in processing plant material for their fungal crops. They've also evolved complex behaviors related to crop care, including sophisticated methods of pest control and waste management. One fascinating aspect of this coevolution is the development of vertical transmission of the fungal cultivar. In many fungus farming ant species, when a new queen leaves her natal nest to start a new colony, she carries a small piece of the fungal garden with her. This ensures that the new colony starts with the same fungal strain as the parent colony, maintaining the co-evolved relationship across generations. However, it's important to note that this vertical transmission isn't the whole story. Research has shown that there's also horizontal transfer of fungal cultivars between different ant colonies and even different ant species. This mixing adds genetic diversity to the system and may help prevent the accumulation of harmful mutations in the fungal cultivars. The coevolution of ants and fungi has also led to changes at the genetic level. Studies have found that some fungus farming ant species have lost genes related to certain nutrient synthesis pathways. These ants now rely on their fungal partners to provide these essential nutrients. Similarly, the fungi cultivated by higher attans have undergone genetic changes that make them better suited to life in ant colonies but less able to survive independently. One of the most extreme examples of this coevolution is seen in the leafcutter ants and their fungal cultivar, Leucoagaricus gongylophoros. This fungus has become so specialized that it's entirely dependent on the ants for survival and reproduction. It has lost the ability to produce fruiting bodies, mushrooms, and instead reproduces solely through the fragments carried by founding queen ants to new colonies. The evolutionary journey of ant fungus mutualism hasn't been without challenges. One of the most significant is the emergence of parasites that specifically target this relationship. The most notable of these is the Escovopsis fungus, which infects ant fungus gardens. The evolution of this parasite has, in turn, driven further adaptations in both the ants and their cultivated fungi, including the development of antibiotic-producing bacterial symbionts as a defense mechanism. This evolutionary arms race between the ant fungus mutualism and its parasites adds another layer of complexity to the system. It's a prime example of how symbiotic relationships don't evolve in isolation, but as part of a broader ecological context. The study of ant fungus coevolution provides valuable insights into evolutionary processes more broadly. It demonstrates how mutualisms can evolve from initially casual associations, how species can become increasingly interdependent over time, and how these relationships can drive significant evolutionary changes in the partner species. Moreover, this system offers a unique opportunity to study the evolution of agriculture as a general phenomenon. By examining how ant agriculture has developed and diversified over millions of years, we might gain insights into the fundamental principles underlying the development of agricultural systems, including our own. The story of ant fungus mutualism is far from over. As these species continue to evolve together, they will likely develop new adaptations and potentially new forms of agriculture. By studying this ongoing evolutionary process, we not only learn about these fascinating insects but also gain a deeper understanding of the complex web of life on our planet and the evolutionary processes that shape it. Topic 6. Ecological impact and importance of fungus farming ants. As we've explored the intricate world of ant agriculture, it's time to zoom out and consider the broader ecological impact of these tiny farmers. Fungus farming ants, particularly the advanced leafcutter species, play a crucial role in many ecosystems, influencing everything from nutrient cycling to plant community composition. Let's start by considering the sheer scale of ant agricultural operations. In many tropical and subtropical ecosystems, leafcutter ants are among the dominant herbivores. A single mature colony of Atta leafcutter ants can consume as much vegetation as a cow. When you consider that these ants are present in high numbers across vast areas, their impact on plant communities becomes staggering. The foraging activities of leafcutter ants can significantly shape plant communities. They show preferences for certain plant species over others, which can influence the relative abundance of different plants in an ecosystem. In some cases, the pressure from leafcutter ants can even drive evolutionary changes in plants, leading to the development of chemical or physical defenses against ant herbivora. But the impact of these ants goes beyond just consuming leaves. As they bring plant material back to their nests, they're effectively transporting large amounts of biomass and the nutrients it contains. This movement of organic matter plays a significant role in nutrient cycling within ecosystems. Inside the massive underground chambers of leafcutter ant nests, the decomposition of plant material by the cultivated fungi releases nutrients that might otherwise be locked up in leaf litter on the forest floor. Some of these nutrients are used by the ants and fungi, but much of it eventually returns to the soil, often at deeper levels than would occur through normal decomposition processes. This nutrient redistribution can have far-reaching effects. The areas around large leafcutter ant colonies often show distinct patterns of soil fertility and plant growth. Some plants actually benefit from growing near these ant nests, taking advantage of the enriched soil conditions. The nests themselves also play an important ecological role. Abandoned ant nests can persist as distinct features in the landscape for years, creating unique microhabitats. These structures can alter local hydrology, provide shelter for other organisms, and create patches of distinct soil conditions, further contributing to habitat heterogeneity and biodiversity. Fungus farming ants also interact with a wide range of other organisms, forming an important part of complex food webs. Many species of birds, mammals, reptiles, and other insects prey on these ants or exploit their resources. For example, some birds have been observed anting, using the formic acid produced by ants as a natural pesticide to rid themselves of parasites. The fungus gardens cultivated by these ants are also home to a diverse community of microorganisms, many of which are found nowhere else. This makes ant nests important reservoirs of microbial biodiversity, with potential implications for fields like medicine and biotechnology. In some ecosystems, fungus farming ants can be considered ecosystem engineers, organisms that significantly modify their environment and create or maintain habitats for other species. Their nest-building activities can alter soil structure and chemistry, while their foraging can create clearings in the forest understory, potentially allowing for increased plant diversity. It's important to note that the ecological impact of fungus farming ants isn't always viewed positively, particularly in agricultural settings. In many parts of Central and South America, leafcutter ants are considered significant agricultural pests due to their voracious appetite for crop plants. This has led to conflicts between human agricultural practices and these ancient insect farmers. However, even in these contexts, fungus farming ants provide valuable ecosystem services. Their activities can help maintain soil fertility, control populations of other herbivorous insects, and contribute to overall ecosystem health. This highlights the complex relationship between these ants and human activities, and the need for balanced approaches to pest management that consider the broader ecological role of these insects. The study of fungus farming ants and their ecological impacts also provides valuable insights for conservation biology. These ants are sensitive to environmental changes, particularly alterations in temperature and humidity. As such, they can serve as indicator species, with changes in their populations or behavior potentially signaling broader ecosystem shifts, including those related to climate change. Furthermore, because fungus farming ants play such important roles in their ecosystems, protecting them can have wide-ranging benefits for biodiversity conservation. Efforts to preserve habitats for these ants can help maintain the complex web of interactions they're part of, supporting overall ecosystem health and resilience. As we face global challenges like climate change and biodiversity loss, understanding the ecological roles of species like fungus farming ants becomes increasingly important. These insects, with their ancient agricultural practices, remind us of the complex interconnections in nature and the importance of considering these relationships in our conservation and land management practices. The story of fungus farming ants is not just about fascinating animal behavior or evolutionary biology. It's a story that connects to broader themes of ecosystem function, biodiversity, and even human agriculture. By studying these tiny farmers, we gain insights that can inform our understanding of ecology, evolution, and sustainable resource management, demonstrating once again how much we have to learn from the natural world around us. Topic 7. Lessons from ant agriculture for human practices. As we've journeyed through the world of fungus farming ants, you might have noticed some intriguing parallels with human agriculture. Indeed, although separated by millions of years of evolution and vast differences in scale, ant and human agriculture share many common challenges and solutions. Let's explore some of the lessons we might glean from these ancient insect farmers. First and foremost, ant agriculture provides a powerful example of sustainable farming. For over 50 million years, ants have successfully cultivated their fungal crops without depleting their resources or causing irreparable damage to their environments. This long-term sustainability stands in stark contrast to many human agricultural practices, which often lead to soil degradation, loss of biodiversity, and other environmental issues. One key to the sustainability of ant agriculture is its integration with the broader ecosystem. Ants don't try to completely eliminate other species from their farming areas. Instead, they've evolved to coexist with a variety of other organisms, many of which play important roles in maintaining the health of the agricultural system. This multi-species approach, sometimes referred to as a holobiont perspective, is gaining traction in human agricultural research as we recognize the importance of microbial communities in soil and plant health. Ant agriculture also demonstrates the power of symbiotic relationships. The mutualism between ants and their fungal cultivars, as well as with their bacterial symbionts, showcases how cooperative relationships between different species can lead to remarkable evolutionary innovations. This principle is increasingly being applied in human agriculture, with practices like intercropping and the use of beneficial microorganisms gaining popularity. Another lesson we can take from ants is in the realm of pest and disease management. Leafcutter ants have evolved sophisticated methods to protect their fungal crops from pathogens, including the use of antibiotic-producing bacteria. Remarkably, these antibiotics have remained effective over millions of years, without leading to widespread resistance in target pathogens. Understanding how this system maintains its effectiveness could provide valuable insights for addressing the growing problem of antibiotic resistance in human medicine and agriculture. The waste management strategies of fungus farming ants are also worth noting. Many ant species have developed methods to isolate and safely dispose of waste and diseased portions of their fungal gardens, preventing the spread of pathogens. This approach to localized contamination control could inform strategies for managing disease outbreaks in human crops. Ants' agricultural practices also highlight the importance of adapting to local conditions. Different species of fungus farming ants have evolved agricultural systems suited to their specific environments, from the humid rainforest floor to drier savanna regions. This specialization reminds us of the value of locally adapted agricultural practices, as opposed to one-size-fits-all approaches. The complex division of labor observed in leafcutter ant colonies, with different castes specialized for different agricultural tasks, demonstrates the potential efficiency of well-organized cooperative farming systems. While the extreme specialization of ants isn't directly applicable to human society, the principle of cooperation and task-sharing in agriculture is certainly relevant, particularly in the context of community-supported agriculture and other cooperative farming models. Ant agriculture also provides an interesting perspective on the concept of crop domestication. The fungal species cultivated by higher ants have become fully domesticated, unable to survive without their ant caretakers. This tight co-evolutionary relationship has led to highly productive and specialized agricultural systems. However, it also comes with risks, as both partners are now dependent on each other for survival. This serves as a cautionary tale about the potential vulnerabilities created by overspecialization in agriculture, reminding us of the importance of maintaining crop diversity and resilience in our own agricultural systems. The story of how ant agriculture originated and diversified over millions of years can provide insights into the factors that drive agricultural innovation. The transition from opportunistic fungus feeding to structured agriculture, and the subsequent development of more advanced agricultural systems, illustrates how ecological pressures and evolutionary processes can lead to major innovations in food production strategies. Leafcutter ants' ability to use fresh plant material as a substrate for their fungal crops is particularly relevant as we look for ways to more efficiently convert plant biomass into usable food or fuel. The enzymes produced by the ants' fungal cultivars are highly effective at breaking down cellulose and other plant materials, and are being studied for potential applications in biofuel production. The complex microbial communities associated with ant fungus gardens provide an example of a naturally evolved, highly functional microbiome. Studying how these communities are maintained and managed by the ants could offer insights for manipulating microbial communities in human agricultural contexts, an approach that's gaining interest as we recognize the crucial role of microbiomes in plant and soil health. Lastly, the very existence of ant agriculture serves as a humbling reminder that many of the agricultural challenges we face, from pest management to sustainable resource use, are not uniquely human problems. These are fundamental challenges of cultivating food, ones that other species have been grappling with and solving for millions of years before we came on the scene. By studying systems like ant agriculture, we open ourselves to new perspectives and potential solutions to agricultural challenges. While we can't directly transplant ant farming methods to human agriculture, the principles underlying their success, sustainability, symbiosis, adaptability, and efficient resource use, are certainly applicable. As we face growing challenges in feeding a rising global population while preserving our planet's ecosystems, looking to nature's time-tested solutions becomes increasingly valuable. The fungus farming ants, with their 50-million-year history of successful agriculture, have much to teach us about creating sustainable, resilient, and productive agricultural systems. As we wrap up our exploration of fungus farming ants, let's take a moment to reflect on the key insights we've gained and consider their broader implications. First and foremost, the story of ant agriculture provides a powerful illustration of the complexity and sophistication of natural systems. What started as a simple association between ants and fungi some 66 million years ago has evolved into a range of intricate agricultural systems, complete with crop domestication, pest management strategies, and complex symbiotic relationships. This serves as a reminder of the incredible innovations that can arise through evolutionary processes over long periods of time. One of the most striking aspects of ant agriculture is its longevity and sustainability. For over 50 million years, these insects have been cultivating fungi without depleting their resources or causing irreparable damage to their environments. This stands in stark contrast to human agriculture, which has caused significant environmental changes in a mere 12,000 years. The long-term sustainability of ant agriculture offers valuable lessons as we grapple with making our own agricultural practices more sustainable. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of ant agriculture. I hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity and given you a new appreciation for these remarkable insects and the complex systems they've developed. If you've enjoyed this video and found it informative, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you in-depth explorations of fascinating scientific topics.